Hey guys, Kaz here, and today I'm going to be talking about all of the books I've hauled so far this year. So we're doing a first quarter haul. The first few of these I did mention at the end of my wrap up for the month, but I thought I'd just collate them here because a lot of people might not have seen that. So yes, we'll go through January, February, and then on to March, which is where I got the most things. So first of all, I got Ramesh Ranganathan's As Good As It Gets. I did read this in March, so you'll be hearing a lot more about this in my wrap up. But this is a non-fiction. Ramesh is a comedian from England, and this is, as the little headline says, life lessons from a reluctant adult. So this is really short, snappy chapters about stuff that happens in life and like what he thinks about it and certain things that he's gone through, and it's just really funny because comedian. Next up, I got Wolfsong by TJ Klune. This one I found in a charity shop. It's actually an ARC, but I also feel like it's probably correct because this book was released ages ago and then it was re-released by this publisher, so the ARC's probably not unfinished. You know what I mean? But yeah, looking forward to this, and I was so glad that I found it in a charity shop. I think it was like $1.99 or something. Boom. Oh yeah, this is the first book in a series about wolves. Werewolves, is that what you call them? Wolf guy people things, and it's TJ Klune, so I feel like it's going to be good. I've been wanting to read this series for years, since before any of his like traditionally published books came out, so I'm glad I finally got it. Next we're going into February, so I only picked up those two things in January. February I picked up these three things. So first of all, I have the compendium for Postal. I read volume 1 of Postal last year, so I can't remember if it's in the vlog or if I read it afterwards, but basically I got loads of first volumes of comics from Sci-Fi for like super cheap, and then I read all of them, and this is one of them that I read and I really enjoyed it. So I found this compendium on eBay, so I've unhauled the volume 1, so I've just got this because this is the whole story. So yeah, I'm interested to read this. And this is about this one specific town that is full of murderers and people that have done dodgy deals and dodgy things. They've gone from prison to this town, and then there's a murder, and then we're following our main character trying to figure out what the crap's going on. So yeah. Oh yeah, let me show you the artwork because that's something I like to do. There you go, that's what it looks like in here. Next up, I found Young Mungo by Douglas Stewart in a charity shop. This is a book that was really popular last year, the year before. When it came out, it was everywhere. But yeah, I found it in a charity shop. But yeah, this is about two Scottish boys, one Protestant, one Catholic, and then it's about like family, religion, violence, masculinity, and I don't know how much time takes place. I don't know if it goes from their youth into their adulthood. I think it does, but yeah, I'm intrigued to reading this one because like I said, when it came out it was everywhere. And finally in February I found Infinity Reaper by Adam Silvera in a charity shop. Now here's the thing, I've still not read Infinity Son, which I have had for like 4 or 5 years because I'm scared that it's going to be terrible. But this was $1.99, so I thought maybe having the next book will like push me to read the first book. So basically I'm scared because all of Adam Silvera's like more contemporary, slightly speculative stuff I've really enjoyed, but this is fantasy, so it's completely different, and I don't know if he's good at writing fantasy, and I'm a bit scared because I feel like nobody ever talks about this series, so like, was it bad? I don't know, but I thought for $1.99 I'm going to grab it, I'm going to give it a go. This is the second book in this series. I think the series is about 2 brothers, potentially 3, but I'm pretty sure it's about brothers and like some sort of dragon-y powers. And yeah, maybe now having book 2 will make me read book 1. Fingers crossed, and hopefully I like it. I remember one time I picked it up and I read like half a paragraph and I was like, I can't right now, and then I put it away again. So I don't know if that bodes well, but I now have the second book, so read it. So that was everything from January and February. We'll head on over to a message from the kitty cats, and then I'll be back with all of the March things. Hello, pretty boy. On the back of the chair. Good lad. At least you don't jump on top of my bookcase from the back of the chair. You just sit there looking adorable. Hi. So I picked up way more things in March accidentally. Some of them things were just free. Sci-Fi sent me some books accidentally for free, so we'll talk about them at the end. But let's get into the other stuff first. So the 6th of March was World Book Day. I had a look at all of the World Book Day books and I picked up 2 of them. Again, these I read in March, so I'll talk about them in my wrap up. But the ones I picked up were The Wolf Trials by Kieran Millward Hargrave, because I just really enjoy the books that I've read by Kieran Millward Hargrave, so I thought obviously this is going to be what I'm going to pick up. This is about a girl who lives in this place and then like her mum's queen and she's sort of locked away, and then people become these wolf rider things that are like the guards of her mum, and she really wants to do it. And then the other one I picked up was This Story Is a Lie by Benjamin Dean. This is a contemporary and it's set in a school and all of these things keep happening, but also it's a lie. Right at the beginning of the book it says, remember, this is a lie. And then there's some twists and turns which I will go into more. Well, I won't go into the twists and turns because that's spoilers, but I'll talk about more in my wrap up. But yes, boom. Next up I picked up Leela and the Blue Fox by Kieran Millward Hargrave. This one I didn't know existed, and then I was searching for something else. I can't remember what I was searching for, but I was looking at Kieran Millward Hargrave's. Why does there have to be so many names? And then I saw that this exists and I was like, no way, because I own the shark one. One second. I own this one, Julia and the Shark, and I just love like the whole vibe of these books. So there's loads of pictures throughout, there's little sheets of like tracing paper that have little transfers on that go over the pictures as well. They're just really nice. And obviously this one is about Arctic-y, foxy things, so obviously I'm going to like it because Arctic. But yeah, let's try and show you. For example, there's like little illustrations, but then more so like here, for example, this, you can see the people walking, but this is like a tracing paper thing, so you open it out and then you can see them walking on the other side. But yeah, these books are just absolutely gorgeous, and like I said, this one is Arctic-y, so obviously I'm going to like it, but I don't really know much about it other than that. A fox, I like foxes. The Arctic, I like Arctic. This book, I like this book. Hopefully it will be good. It will be. So now we're going to talk about Sci-Fi. So I placed an order on Sci-Fi. If you don't know Sci-Fi, it is a website where you can buy books. They sell the books new, but they also sell books secondhand, and their secondhand prices are so good, especially the graphic novel section. And if you buy more than two or more, 3 or more, you put a code in and you get 20% off as well, so boom. So I ordered 3 things from Sci-Fi. So the first one is Y the Last Man Volume 10. This is a series that I've just been collecting. I now own all of them up to Volume 10. I think there's only a few left after this. And it's one that I've been reading. I think I've read the first 3 so far. So it's one I'm going to carry on reading this year. And this is about the world, and then all of the men die. All of the men and all of the male mammals just die and nobody knows why. But then there's this one guy, this last man, and his male pet monkey, and then like, what the shit? Why do they still exist? So that's basically the premise. And I've really enjoyed it so far. Like I said, I read the first 3. I'll try and open like for the first page because I don't want it to be spoilers for me, but this is the sort of artwork in here. There we go. I also picked up Fables Volume 6, which is Homelands. Again, this is another one that I'm just collecting. I've not got as many of these. I own Volume 1, 2, 3, 5 and 6, so I've just been picking them up when I find them cheap. I read the first volume of this and really enjoyed it. It's like based on sort of fairy tale creatures, but it's adult and they're all like humanoids. And yeah, I read the first one several years ago, but it is a series that I want to read, so I've been collecting them, and then I'll reread the first one, boom, reread the rest, and it'll be good. But let's show you the artwork in here. Kind of similar vibe in that it's like this papery comic rather than like the glossy comics. And then last but not least, I also picked up Something Is Killing the Children Volume 5. I read this in March, I'll talk about it then. But yeah, this is a series that's just so good. I've been really enjoying so far. And it's about monsters exist, but only kids can see them because adults don't believe in them anymore. But then like people die, a lot of people die. And then it's following Erica, who is a monster hunter. But then also, just going by that, I was in Nottingham one time and I went to page 44 and then I picked up volume 6. I've also read this one because it's nice supporting page 45 because it is like an independent comic store. I don't normally spend like full prices. Like this one was £3 something, so when I picked up this one up for full price, it wasn't as painful. But also, you know, I hate buying stuff for full price, but also I like showing some love to the local comic series the local comic store, so then I allow it. But yeah, boom, these together. But talking about Sci-Fi, so when my Sci-Fi order got here, there was 2 packages and they both felt the same, and I was like, I only ordered 3 things from there, so I don't feel like they'd be in 2 separate packages that feel the same. Normally they package them all together. So I opened the first package and it was those 3 comics that I just talked about. And then I opened the second package and it had my name on it, it had my address on it, but then it was like 3 random things that I've never even heard of in my life. And I was like, I think something's gone wrong here. So straight away I took a picture, I packaged them back up because I thought, oh, they'll probably just want me to send it back. I sent them an email and was like, hey, I got this order. I sent them the photos and the photo of my address on it. I was like, I'm pretty sure nobody has my address that would send these to me, so I think you've like accidentally sent them to me. And they were like, oh, it was our bad, so just like either keep them or donate them or get rid of them, whatevs. So yeah, I just have these 3 random mangas as well, which is pretty cool. So the first one I have is My Lesbian Experience of Loneliness by Nagata Kabi. I actually read this in March, so I will talk about it then. But this is a non-fiction about the artist and their life. Like, it's called My Lesbian Experience of Loneliness, but it's very much a lot to do with family, it's a lot to do with mental health, and there's some eating disorder stuff in here. There's a lot to do with depression and like not being who you think your parents need you to be, especially because the author is probably Japanese, so I know that there's a lot to, like, what your parents expect you to be is probably a lot higher than in the Western world. But yeah, I really enjoyed this. I'll talk about it more in my wrap up, of course. But here's the artwork. So it's in black and white, but then it also has these pink details throughout as well. I also have number 6 Omnibus. This is volume 1 to 3, which is really cool. So I've got 3 volumes of comics here that I didn't order that I can now read, and hopefully it's good. I don't know anything about this, but I own the first 3 volumes, so I'll read it. Something about, I think it's like a dystopian. I read the back, and it seems to be a really popular series. It says even after 10 years, it's still the best example of, oh, male-male relationship in anime. So there you go. But I think it's dystopian. Someone known as a rat. But yeah, I've got the first 3 volumes of that to read, which is cool. And then I also have this one. And when I first saw it, I thought it was called Kying Stalking, but then I realised that that's just an L in a weird script. So it's called Killing Stalking. This is volume 3, but I had a look and apparently it's on a Webtoons as well, so maybe I can read volume 1 and 2 on the internet and then read this volume 3. Again, never heard of it. Story and art by Kugi, but it's like somebody that kills and stalks, I'm guessing. It says something about having a body on their hands. Can they dispose of it without getting caught? Boom. So there we go. I got 3 volumes of manga for free, which is, well, 5 really, because that's 3 in its own. So yeah, absolutely lovely time. And there we go. That is the end of my haul, my first quarter haul. Let me know down below what you picked up in the first quarter. If you've read any of these, especially the manga. Do you know anything about that? Because I don't. Just say some words down there if you want, because that's what it's there for. And then do the things if you want, like if you want, comment if you want, subscribe if you want, but only if you want. And yeah, I'll be back in a few days, probably with my wrap up next, to be fair. So bye.